Yes! 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 No! 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 Fuck! Shit! Cunt! Balls!
So yes, I never actually announced this to you guys, but I started a Ford Motorsport career mode, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. I've been taking some clips and screenshots here and there of results, but overall I don't think I'm going to make videos on it, because I just love making it, and I just love racing on F1 this year, and it's a very fun game to play, and I'm getting better, and I'm loving it. So, may as well, you know, and as you can see, we had to take new components for the Canadian Grand Prix, which is the craziest race I've ever had in my team by far, as you'll see some of the highlights in the title, if you have a look, if you couldn't see them. And then we are bottom of the pack in terms of performance, and I'm running 88% AI in quali and the race, because my quali pace is better than my race pace. Most of the time, it's about, in proportion, about a second slower. You know, compared to the cars that I qualify now, I'm about a second, like maybe 3/4 of a second slower per lap on average, or like half a tenth maybe, if, you know, they're not setting blinders on fresher tyres and stuff. But yeah, qualifying through, we end up getting P10 for quali. So yeah, we are about to head into the race now. So far this season, we have a P8 at Bahrain, an 11th at Imola after qualifying really low, a 7th in Miami, thanks to a late safety car. We've had an 11th in Spain, a DNF in Baku. Now let's see what we can do here. We get a pretty decent start down the inside of Gasly and Magnussen, two cars who we should be beating. And we almost hit the back of Ricciardo. And talking about Ricciardo and Verstappen, we go around the outside. We get a brilliant run. Ricciardo's back end steps out a little bit. We check if we have damage. We do not. We go around the outside of Ricciardo and Verstappen. Hamilton gets stuck behind the side-by-side Russell and Leclerc. We get Hamilton as well. So in the case of 4, maybe now 5 corners, we were up into P5. And now moving on to lap 7. This is very quick fire, I must say. Daniel Ricciardo, the next man who could have overtaken me in this race after we let Hamilton pass to try train onto the back of Leclerc. But yeah, so as we get onto lap 15, this was the state of play. There was a safety car due to a DNF, or a bit of damage on the track, and we were behind Hamilton. Carlos Sainz had already made a stop for a 2-stop, as had Leclerc and stuff like that as well. So moving on to the next lap now, after the safety car, Russell and Leclerc were battling all lap, costing them a lot of time to Lando Norris. So we use that, we take advantage of it, we get past Russell, Leclerc shows us no room, we make a tiny bit of contact, we show him enough respect around the outside there before sort of closing the door on him and getting the move done. And now on to lap 20. This was the state of play. We had Verstappen on old tyres. We had Norris on old tyres. Perez doing a 2-stop. Sainz and Leclerc on a 2-stop, stuck behind me. Russell on a 1-stop. Magnussen and Hamilton on a 1-stop. So things were really hotting up. And moving into the next lap, we were now on the podium positions and a second away from Sainz and Leclerc, who were still needing to make a stop themselves. Lap 22. We had an ERS software glitch where it was locked and we couldn't use any, but it was fine. We recovered past it. And then moving on to lap 24, we were in second with Russell on old tyres behind us, Norris on old tyres in front, Sainz on the 2-stop, not made a stop yet behind us, and Magnussen in the mix as well. Russell having taken advantage of all of that chaos with the Russell and with the Sainz and Hamilton battle, and then getting past both. So yeah, what? Oh my! What is going on? What? There's a safety car, and there has just been 6 instantaneous DNFs. And now we're going to have a look at what the cause of that was. Magnussen here in P5 doing brilliantly, holding off Hamilton, both of them on equal tyre life. He's got Sainz on a 2-stop ahead, and he's had a spin. Hamilton gets really lucky. Ocon goes straight into the back of him, as does the AlphaTauri, the other half of Mick Schumacher. Verstappen, oh my, Alonso, Gasly. It is an absolute pile up there, and my teammate's about to come rocking into it. He's stuck in that little ghosting patch there. I'm hoping he can get through it, but you never know. So we move on now into the safety car period. We have Norris on old tyres with Russell and Hamilton. We then have me and Perez on fresh mediums. Mine were fresher than Perez's. So it's going to be between me and Perez maybe, unless we battle for the win of this race somehow, with Sainz as well behind us on fresh tyres. Leclerc as well on fresher tyres. And then we had our teammate in like P8, which was absolutely crazy. So if we're going to win this race with the worst car on the grid on a genuine AI that is difficult for me at a lot of tracks, we're going to need to get past Sergio Perez at least instantly. We have to get past Perez here, or Perez is going to get stuck battling the Mercs, and we're not going to win this race. It'll be Lando Norris. So if we want any chance at let alone a race win, even a podium today, we need to get past Perez here. So we're going to go slow, and we're going to try and get a good exit. So we turn in early there, but we get a poor exit. We get on that curb a little bit and have a little bit of a step out. But we're going to close in on Perez. We're about 2.5 tenths behind, and we're going to make a dive bomb down the inside. That was a necessary dive bomb from me, and a really clean one as well. So now we need to get onto the back of Hamilton, Russell, and Norris. We have 7 laps to overtake all 3 of them on hard tyres. But moving on to the next lap, we decide, you know what? We're going to go down the inside of Lewis Hamilton. We're going to get the move done. We close out the door on Hamilton. We don't want to be losing time getting stuck battling behind him. We just want to get him out of the way, and we need to get on to now overtaking his teammate. We are within DRS range as well. So moving into the final quarter, we cut the chicane there. FIA are blind. We get a really good run on George Russell. We're going to close it right to the back of George here. We could have gone down the outside, which is what I would have preferred, but we go again down the inside, making identical moves 3 laps in a row, pretty much. And now we're chasing after Lando Norris, and you're going to get to see this from a third-person view. Moving on to lap 32, we go down the inside of Norris, who has a little rear lockup. I think it was a rear lockup. He has a look again down the inside, but we end up getting a better exit on the mediums. And you know what? We win the Grand Prix. I did clip the ending of the race. I just don't think it's actually worked. But as you're seeing here, we won and we gridded on our opponents. And Norris and Russell ended up getting the final 2 podium slots as well. Perez didn't even manage to get back through. So Perez's 2-stop was unsuccessful. Max never got to do his 1-stop because he DNF'd. The Mercs' 1-stop worked out well. Norris's worked out well. My incredibly smart 2-stop worked out well. The Ferrari's 2-stop didn't go to plan for them. Maybe for Sainz, but not for Leclerc. And Yuri Vips got P10. And then he goes and bashes it out in esports as well. What a baller. And yeah, so we got to level 10 as a team. So now we could sign a new sponsor. And we signed to score more points than the team directly above you in the vehicle comparison. And well, if you were to go back and have a look, you would see that we are bottom, and our competitor for that would be Williams. So as long as we score at least a point every weekend, we would beat Williams. So now this is the last action of this video. This has been an absolutely crazy race, and I absolutely loved it. I loved the meme at the start. It fitted in so well, and I think the F1 gods kind of shined down on us and showed us a bit of redemption there. But if we can save money, I want to go for Hakkinen, Alonso, Norris, Button, potentially Massa. But yeah, those are the guys I want to go for. I want to save Schumacher, Vettel, and Mick for like later in the career mode. So yeah, thank you all for watching. There might not be any more career mode episodes, but I hope you enjoyed this crazy race.